What is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Podcast, and my man is back. How you doing, Cricket?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Been taking in some of these NBA playoffs. I'm loving the Stanley Cup playoffs, bro. I'm so hooked on hockey right now. It's ridiculous. And baseball's even been pretty good lately, man. So it's a great time to be alive, brother. How you doing?
Good, brother. Good. I mean, it's a lot of action going on, man. NBA playoffs when it comes to the gambling world, of course. Major League Baseball, we're heading into almost the end of month one. And like you said, the NHL playoffs, a lot of action, man, a lot of money to be made, and make sure they bet wisely because a lot of money to be lost too if you don't know what the hell you're doing, right?
Absolutely, sir. Yeah, I was over at my buddy Buku's yesterday, and his den downstairs, his man cave, I guess, is set up like Buffalo Wild Wings, man. He's got like 7-8 TVs down here. Yesterday we have it set up, man. We had the Rangers game up top, we had like the Yankees game down here, Talladega over here, NBA playoffs over here, the golf tournaments over here on the other channel, man. We had skin in all the games, bro. It's almost too much going on, man. I didn't even know who to root for, bro.
It's crazy, man. You know, sometimes you get a little bit of the sensory overload, but you know what, man? Hey, if we're gonna die of something, that's a good way to go. You know what I'm saying?
Worst ways to go, sir. Worst ways to go.
That is right, my man. Full effect, bro. We gotta hit up the NBA a lot here today, man, because we got a lot going on. The NBA playoffs, round one is in full effect. We got the game twos going on tonight. You know I'm a Knicks fan, bro. You know, you see that right there.
Absolutely.
So my squad is back. We took game one. I want to react to some of these games real quick. The top storylines of all the game ones right now, just to give everybody an update. 25-18, the Sixers are up. I don't care because that was the same score that we had in the first quarter, and we came back on them. So, hey, man, we play at the end and not at the beginning. But I was scared about the Knicks when the Sixers beat the Heat because I was like, damn, here we go. First time we have the 2 seed in a very long time. We surprised everybody, and we got to play a healthy Sixers team. But hey, after game one, man, I'm actually pretty confident the Knicks can take the Sixers in this series. I think it's gonna be a dogfight, though. You know, we won 111-104, and that was with our MVP, Jalen Brunson, struggling, but the rest of the squad stepped up. You know what I mean? Josh Hart is a fucking dog, dude. One of the best rebounding guards in the history of this game, brother.
Yeah, man, I like that guy a lot. He's already got 7 points tonight in the game. I don't, you say it's going to be a dogfight, man. And I know they're down right now, but it's early. I don't so much think that it is. I mean, I don't know that they're going to sweep them, but it wouldn't surprise me at all to see the Knicks win this series 4-1, man. This has been one of the better teams in basketball, if not the best team in basketball down the back stretch right here. I've seen them go on the road and get wins. I've seen them, I know they went up to Boston. Boston played their guys. I know Boston didn't have a lot to play for, but they played their guys. And if you're out there and you're a competitor, these guys are all competitors and stuff like that. So you can't tell me you just laid down. Now, granted, I know you get a much different team. You play Boston right now. But I'm just saying, this Knicks team, this 76ers team with Embiid, the health, the stuff you seen him go up, make that hellacious play the other night, that dunk, it looked good. But once again, the legs, man, the knee. You can't rely on this guy night in, night out. You don't know what you're going to get out. I know he's playing right now, and I know he has 12 points and 7 rebounds in the first quarter. There's no questions about Joel Embiid's ability and talent. No, that's never a question. But it's will the legs hold up? That's a big man.
Yep, 29 points in the first game. It was kind of a real all-around game. The Sixers had the lead most of the time, but the one thing that I do agree with you, the Knicks do have a lot of fight in them, and we are deeper because having Jalen Brunson, who's been averaging 28 points a game this season,
a dog, bro.
He had an off game, but like I said, Anobi, one thing you don't see on the stat line, this guy's such a two-way player, man, that when he counted, they put him on Maxey. They put him on everybody else that the Sixers had in order to slow him down, man. And that's where I think we saw a little loss. Our bench is definitely deeper. Deuce McBride is nasty coming off the bench, right? Bogdanovich. At the end of the day, Harvenstein and Mitch Williams, man. Mitchell Williams, they both play a lot. You play good down the stretch. The Knicks is all about, hey, I know we got one main guy, and now hopefully with DiVincenzo, hitting some shots, I think, we, like you said, I think it's a dogfight because the Sixers are not going to lay down, but maybe 4-2. I don't think it's going to go 7 in my book.
4-2, I could see. 4-2 is probably the most likely outcome in this one right here. But you got to, where you got to feel good as a Knicks fan, brother, is you see, the other night you see Joel Embiid get 29 points. You see Tyrese Maxey get 33. But Lowry got 18. He's still playing well deep in his career. but you get basically nothing from Tobias Harris,
which is
you
good.
You got to have that guy come up. Nicholas Batum. You don't normally get a lot from him, but you look at 3. You get no production at all from Hield. It's like, what are we doing here, man? The 76ers just don't with that depth on the other side with the Knicks. I mean, you got 21 off the bench for McBride the other night, man.
Yep. And honestly, that's what you do, man. You let your big guys go off and cancel the rest of the team. Don't let the other players.
Jalen Brunson is not going to go one for
no
6-3 every night.
No,
absolutely not, man.
Shout out to the back.
I think you got to feel real good right now about the outcome of this series.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. How you doing, bro? How you doing? You got to feel good if you're a Knicks fan right now. I don't know that you're good.
Let me go ahead and I forgot to plug Hardwired in, so keep going.
You're good. Oh, I was just saying you got to feel real good if you're a Knicks fan right here. Just because the 76ers just the other night, you got 2 big games out of your 2 big dogs right there. And Embiid goes 29, Maxey goes for 30, and you still lose by 7. You really never were. I know you were up by 9. They were up by 9 at the end of that first quarter, but you come out and put 12 up in the second quarter. 12 up. There's no excuse for that, man. And that's where you lose the game right there. That little gap in between, and it just feels like this is the Knicks series to lose. I do not see them shortening up and letting the 76ers back in this thing. We'll see after tonight. It's early, man. We have one game.
Absolutely.
But right now, I would feel much better if I'm a Knicks fan than a 76ers fan.
Absolutely. Sorry about that. I forgot to hardwire it in my internet.
You're good, brother.
I start seeing cracking. I'm like, yeah, let me go get this shit over here. It's a good thing they had it out here.
You're good, brother.
We have our makeup shift network here.
Hey, man, I understand. I know how it goes.
Oh, Another great game here that happened over the weekend. I'm not going to react too much on the Cavaliers and Magic's game because it wasn't that interesting. I think the Cavaliers should be the young Magic team. Should not be a secret. They shouldn't fail like they did last year because I think they got second year this team is together. We know what Mitchell did, 30 points, but I think Mobley is going to be a huge difference maker in this series. And as good as a year that the Magic had, way too young. Not enough experience like the Cavaliers. So I think the Cavaliers should be able to take this. I'm not going to say a sweep, but I think more of a 4-1 deal here. What do you think?
I can see a 4-1. This Magic team is a young squad. You have Paulo Banchero with a great game the other night in his first playoff game. Wagner gave you 18. You had Isaac coming there with 10. Suggs gave you 13. So you're spreading the points out right there. But I'm getting nothing from Harris right there. He didn't score a point the other night. I need my shooting guard to give me a little bit right there. I need you to hit a couple shots for me, bro. And on the other side, pretty spread out too there. You got Mitchell dropping 30, Garland getting 14, Allen 16, Mobley 16. So it's spread out. The Cavaliers look like the more complete team in this. And I think the Magic, I do think are heading in the right direction. I think they're going to be a good team for a few years to come now. They're going to continue to get better each year because they'll learn in situations like this and they'll learn how to win these games. But right now, I don't think they're there, man. You got a much more veteran team with the Cavaliers. I think they'll handle this series pretty easily, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. They're deeper, and they've together now. The second year with Mitchell. I mean, last year it was disappointing losing to the Knicks again. Even though they were like the 4th seed, the Knicks were the 5th seed, but you could tell that this year they're more. Another year together, they're more gelled together, and like you said, the veteran status here is definitely gonna prove to take these young Magic. So the Magics are on the right foot and on the right path for sure.
Right.
So, here's another game one that this one caught me by surprise, man. 120-95 for the Phoenix Suns. Disappointed in the Phoenix Suns. I thought the Phoenix Suns with the against again another young team, even though they were there last year, but no Karl Anthony Towns, even though Anthony Edwards is a man possessed right now. He's been playing MVP status basketball when Karl Anthony Towns went down, and then that first game, dude. Flashes of like something really, really special in the clutch, man. And he took down. It was all him. I mean, look, Durant, 31 points. We know what he does, but everybody else did not show up for the Phoenix Suns. But look, again, 19 points. Anthony Edwards, 33 points. We know Anthony Carl Thomas. It's kind of like the MB right now. He's hobbled right now. He's not there. But man, Edwards was just, dude, give it to me. I'm gonna go ahead and just play volleyball, man, and I'm gonna put it in your face. And talking Matt trash too, which I love the kid for that.
And he kind of has been for a little bit now. He's been telling everybody he's going to be the best player in the league. Everybody should have been listening, I believe, man, because I've heard some other takes from some people I respect their basketball opinion in the last couple of days. I heard Jay Will on Pat McAfee today was talking about how he just sees something special. I've even heard they said now it's a little soon for these, but I've even heard some Jordan-esque comparisons and stuff. Now you got to win something. How about we win a playoff series before we start talking all that? But I'm just saying this man has elevated his game to another level. I do
Mhm.
believe he is all NBA. And
Absolutely.
so this guy right here is a young guy. It electrifies this franchise. We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. Because I tell you what, you did talk a lot of trash in game one, my
Mhm.
guy, and you did back it up. You put up 33, 9, and 6. But there's a guy on the other side of the bench over there,
Who's been doing it for a while.
and he's a sniper, bro.
Yeah.
And he is one of the best ever, and he knows how to win these games in these spots. And we'll see. You done woke a sleeping giant now, man. Don't you think? I promise you, Kevin Durant will be motivated next time he steps on the court.
It's one of those things that you got to put a couple of games together with the same performance to be considered one up, that kind of player like Dame time, like guys that can put up and shut up real quick in the playoffs. And he's been, I give him credit. When you're that young, we want to come into this league.
Hey, I love it, man. He's backing it
take
up.
it in.
You doing
Yeah.
it. It's fun to watch, man. It is fun to watch. It's exciting. It's good, especially for a franchise that has not had a lot of success. Hell, ever for that matter.
Exactly. I mean, except for that one year when Kevin Garnett was like the MVP.
That's what I'm saying. And then
Eastern Conference Final, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's cool to see him excited and all this. But I'm just saying, it's a little early to start chirping yet. We played one game.
Yep.
And there's just pretty good guys on the other side over there too. So I'm not ready to send the Phoenix Suns out to pasture just yet, because I think I will be betting all of Kevin Durant's overs in the next matchup.
Well, he always goes over, man, in the playoffs. And again, I'm disappointed because this Phoenix Suns team, it's one of the teams that, they could beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. I mean, they're good, but and again, the problem with Phoenix all year long has been the depth. And we knew that when you traded everybody for, Bradley Beal, and Bradley Beal has not lived to the expectation, but this is this is why you ended up acquiring Bradley Beal. And you need more than 15 points from Bradley Beal and 18 points from Booker. You know what I mean? In order to compete against a team like the Timberwolves, all right? Which, you cannot in any way come up this soft. I don't know if it was just, I guess they didn't come in ready. I don't think it's going to happen like that in game 2. Maybe they came out flat, but.
And I'm sure that building was rocking. They don't get to host a lot of game ones of a playoff series if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves, the 8 seed last year. So it's one thing to host game 3. It's an entirely different thing to host game 1 of a series right there. And, I think they got smacked in the mouth. But I think this series, the depth you talk about with Phoenix, it may be what winds up getting them in this thing, because I do think this series might stretch to 7, man. And you might see fresher legs on the Timberwolves side if we get to that game 7, which they will also have in Minnesota. So that may be what winds up getting the Suns in this thing.
Yep. No, I agree with you. I think that's where, I think this is where they've been failing this year, and rightfully so. Remember, when you put all your eggs in one basket, man, and you can't spread that wealth around, it is usually not going to end up well in basketball or any team that you use a bench or oriented wise. So
yeah,
but again, it's not going to be. The Suns are not going to lay down. I think Kevin Durant is pissed off of getting eliminated in the first round of the playoffs now for like a few years in a row. So
just saying,
going back to the Nets, you know what I mean?
They may have woke a sleeping giant, man.
Yep. Talking about a sleeping giant, man. The former MVP did not disappoint in the Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, who, I mean, this guy is just completely different, man. You can't knock the Lakers were trying. They had this game. They were competing. Anthony Davis, look, as injured or hobbled as he may be, played 45 minutes, 32 points, 14 boards. I mean, he gave Nikola Jokic the business. But Nikola is that special, man, that he's already getting this reputation that, look, it doesn't matter who he's playing. He's got to give it right back to him. 32 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists. Jamal Murray, 9 for 24, had himself a double-double, 22 and 10.
We bet that thing.
I saw that
pick.
I saw that, man. I saw that. I mean, Jamal Murray is one of these guys so underrated. He's like leading one of the all-time top 5 in fourth quarter points, fourth quarter assists, the second half points in the playoffs, all this kind of shit, dude. That people forget about that.
Dude, this guy, I've had a lot of attention to this guy the last couple seasons, because that's what my girlfriend, she didn't have an NBA team. She started watching the Nuggets last year in the first round playoff series against Timberwolves. And that was the first person she liked, but she liked Jamal Murray, man. He came out, hit a couple threes in a row or something. She was a big Jamal Murray fan. So I've been paying this guy. This guy rises up to the occasion in big time moments, man. It's good. He's been through a lot of adversity, had some injuries early in his career, bounced around, all this. And not really bounced around, but just didn't really know where his place was. And he finally solidified that last year with his play. And I like this guy a lot, man. I like this guy's gritty attitude, and I think he's the X factor for this team.
Absolutely. They Jokic is the leader, but Jamal Murray is like the the guy that's going to make the clutch shots. You know what I mean? Because that's what he
Right.
does. He's the guy in the fourth quarter that get things going for the whole team.
When you see Joker doing what he does the other night,
Mhm.
which he's always going to do, he's always going to give you right at 30 and, 30, 12, and 10. He's almost averages a triple-double. He's that guy. He's that good. One of the greats of all time. But when you got Jamal Murray doing what he did the other night, that's a hard team to beat, man.
And that's what he did all season last year and then throughout the playoffs. So that's why they were champs,
Yep.
Lakers, again, it's just a story of the same thing, right? Can Anthony Davis keep this up? Last year, we saw him be inconsistent, had these type of games, and then come back and throw 15 or 17 points. Because remember, his injury, fatigue, stamina, it's always been the issue with him. LeBron James, 27 points, 10 for 16. Again, he's going to give you what he's going to give you. But, I mean, D'Angelo Russell, 6 for 20. You can't do that every game. Austin Reeves needs to take more shots because that's kind of their whole offense, right?
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? It's going to be one of those things. If Anthony Davis plays like this for like the remainder of the series, then you're going to have a real tough series. But again, just like last year when the Lakers got swept, Anthony Davis will have these type of games and then come back down to earth for a 19-8 game. You know what I mean? And get himself in foul trouble and all that kind of stuff. And,
he does do that, man. And I don't think that the Lakers have been dominated by this team for the last couple of years now. There's no way they can have any real confidence. They can all beat their chest. And I know LeBron's going to be LeBron, and he's one of the ultimate competitors of all time, too.
Yep.
He's not going to back down. But I'm just saying, you don't have the pieces around you to beat this Nuggets team. They're too complete, man.
No, they're too complete. I think, again, the Western Conference goes to Denver, and I don't think it's going to stop.
I agree, man.
It's not going to stop with the Lakers.
No, I don't think they stop that train, man, because you got Aaron Gordon giving you production. You got Michael Porter Jr. out there could be the best player on the floor any given night. So, I mean, I just think the team's too complete top to bottom, and the top five, or the starting five for sure, is worlds better than the Lakers, in my opinion.
Did you think Jonte Porter took his brothers over this weekend? Because
I'm very curious what Jonte Porter's doing these days.
I mean, he has to be betting full time right now, man. Because he has no other choice. All right, at this moment, he has to be like taking the over on his brother and everybody else.
I'm sorry, I don't know how that could even be fun anymore.
I know.
Oh man, you went and ruined the fun, bro.
Oh man, let's move on to Sunday. Yesterday, shout out to the Heat, bro. They play hard, with an undersized, undermanned team. The Celtics are just the Denver Nuggets of the East, right? The road goes through the Celtics, and the Heat, unfortunately, as much as they hustle, look, they don't have enough to make this a competitive series. I honestly believe, as good as the Heat are coach and how hard they play, it's a 4-game sweep.
I don't see any way it couldn't be. I think it very well may be a 4-game sweep if Jimmy Buckets was out there on the floor.
Absolutely.
It just is what it is. This team is. This Celtics team's different. I think the Celtics team is making a run to the finals. Whether they win or not will be up to them and how they play in that thing. But I don't see anybody in this Eastern Conference that I have. Honestly, the team that I feel like does give them the best, and I know it's kind of cliche to say because they're the 2 seed, but I think the Knicks is the team that give them the best run.
I mean, Milwaukee right now. I mean, it's set for us to meet them at the Eastern Conference final, because if we get through the Sixers, we got to play the Bucks hurt. We match up well. I think the Knicks should give them a little bit, should give them the business a little bit over here. I would love them to beat them, but I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, I'll be happy enough, man, just to get past it, get to the Eastern Conference.
That would be a dogfight series.
Yeah, that'll be a good series. I mean, they match up well.
I hope we get to see it.
Yeah, the Celtics did this offseason. They put a game plan together, and you could tell why they got the players they got. I mean, they tailor-made this team to play the Denver Nuggets, right? They got Drew Holiday because he's such a two-way player. That's the guy that's going to D-up Jamal Murray and hopefully help him stop. That's been Drew Holiday's career. He can also score the basketball. They got Kristaps Porzingis. He's no Jokic, but however, they got a center this year that can make Jokic play defense.
He's the Joker out, bro.
He's a good player. It's not the the Time Lord Williams out there just who can score.
Yeah,
try to make the Jokic work, right?
Yeah, so, you got to make sure and put a body on Porzingis.
Yes, you do. He's different and healthy this year. He's been probably the healthiest he's ever played. So they're part of
why they're so good, man.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, look, Bam Adebayo had a good game for the Heat. I love Jamie Jaquez, bro. Jaime Jaquez is one of those guys that should be in the conversation for Rookie of the Year, even though he's not part of the finalists. I think he got shafted there, but I think that
whose award that is. You know who they're giving that to.
Absolutely, bro. I mean, but it's to throw him in the mentions, right? You know,
they're like, how can he be the greatest of all time if he doesn't win Rookie of the Year?
Exactly. And you know what? Him and Chet, bro, and we're going to talk a little about that in the later after the segment. But him and Chet Holmgren, I think, are two guys are going to battle it out. But when we hit the odds, bro, I got the consensus odds here. I'm actually like looking up, wow, there's some good value here. You know what I'm saying? If, decided to go the other way, the MVP race is even more interesting.
Ooh, and I feel like that is very
that's up in the air, man. That's up in the air.
Well,
maybe you're right.
Maybe. Joker's the best player in the league. Yeah. If we're gonna give it to the MVP that it should go to, it should have went to him last year. And like I'm just saying that guy's the best player in basketball on the planet. So I don't know. Maybe they should give it alt MVP because the Joker is maybe the best ever when it's all said and done.
Talking about MVP finalists, disappointing game for the Mavs. I thought the Mavs were going to come out firing in game one, 109-97, but it was a clear cut, blowout from the beginning. And I think the Mavericks came out flat. Kyrie and Luka both averaged hit over 30, but they need a lot more. Without Kawhi Leonard in the lineup, this is a game that the Mavericks should have never lost and should have never given up. What do you think there, Cricket?
I see more and more of this from this Clippers team. When Kawhi sits,
they play better.
I'm not so sure that they're not a better basketball team top to bottom. I've seen it a couple different times. I've been paying attention to this because I watch the line movements, and every time Kawhi winds up getting ruled out for load management or whatever, it winds up swinging 4.5 to 5 points. And you'll still see them come out. They'll be favored by 2.5 or so, and then he'll be ruled out, and they'll be all of a sudden dogs by 2.5 points, and they'll still come out and win the game straight up. I've seen it multiple times this year, and I almost think they're a better team without him on the floor because they don't have to. They can distribute the ball more. You get more production from the other guys because you don't have to give up those shots. There's only so many mouths to feed, and it was a disappointing performance for the Mavericks the other night, but I think that they'll be all right. I think they're going to fight it out. It wouldn't surprise me to see the Mavericks come back and win this one in 6. They're going to have to always play much better than they did the other night. But this is a team that if they get hot can score in bunches.
Yep.
And I don't know that if they get that hot that the Clippers will be able to hang with them because they can't score like that.
No. And look, there was a balanced attack by the Clippers. I mean, Ivica Zubac is a hell of a player, but I don't think he's going to give you 20 and 15 through the entire series.
No, right? That's the thing. You got a lot of production from guys the other night. James Harden's not going to be there every night.
28 points. He hasn't done it all season long.
Russell Westbrook had a good night the other night. Guys, they got a really complete performance from all those. It was a team win, man. For sure, a team win. And I don't think you're going to get that production every night from those guys. And I think Luka and Kyrie will only continue to get better.
Yep. And they just needed a little bit more from the surrounding cast, right?
And win game one on the road.
Yeah, exactly. Again, look, even Zubac was a big factor in this because he shut down the front line of the Mavericks, right? When Gaffer is on, has been playing really, really well alongside Lively. These guys that will get you 10 points, 10 boards, play good defense. That did not happen at all. I mean, these guys kind of disappeared in this game. Gaffer had 3 points. This is a guy that's been averaging like 12 and 10. What's his name? Lively, who's been their guy starting, is getting you a lot of activity points. Look at Tim Hardaway Jr. only shot the ball 5 times. So there was a lot of things that did not go well for them. But I don't think it's going to be flat like this for the rest of the season. They are a better scoring team, like you mentioned. I think you're right. I don't be surprised if they flip it into 6.
It would not blow my mind to see that. I've just seen this Clippers team come up short too many times.
Yep, and the Mavericks do own them.
So, that'll be a good one to watch. But I think that's not. I don't expect that series to go 7.
No, I'm down with that. And Dame time, bro. No Giannis, no problem. Dame time. He only needs 1/2 to bring the victory for the Bucks. 35 points all came in the first half. I know you guys spoke about it this morning,
bro. That's one of the worst bad beats ever.
Yeah.
Did you hear that part where his over under on points was 35.5, and he scored 35 in the first half and did not score a point the rest of the way?
That's the one you're betting the second half as well. If there's any,
bro, that's when you go to bed and just expect that money to be in your account, and you wake up the next morning and it makes you want to puke. Ruins your whole day, man, because you see that right off the rip. What happened? You're like, this way today's going to be brutal, bro. Brutal.
I thought the Pacers was going to be a little more. We're going to give this team a little more of a battle, but I think this is a series also that's not going to be this clear cut as well. I think you might see a little back and forth action. What do you think?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, without Giannis, which I don't know yet what's the expectancy of Giannis to return. For sure he's not going to come back in game 2 because since they won game 1, they got to keep him out as long as they can to get him as healthy as possible.
Yeah, I said the other day that I wasn't ready. A lot of people were on this Pacers team, and I wasn't ready to just sell the Bucks short just yet. Not in this series, man. It feels like this team's been kind of disrespected. I know they're still a great team, but I know the questions with Giannis. But once again, it's another instance where sometimes when you see Giannis out of the game, Giannis usually when this team's at its best, Giannis doesn't go for 50. Usually when he goes for 50 or something like that, they lose, man. I see it a lot. And I know it's crazy when you say take a player like Kawhi or a player like Giannis out of the game. I understand they're some of the best on the planet, and you got to have them out there if they're healthy. But, I can't count these teams out when I see those guys off the court because I've seen them play better, more complete team basketball when those guys are out sometimes because, once again, they don't have to feed all those mouths.
No, absolutely. So they still need Giannis to win the championship, right?
Because you got to have to win the championship.
But it's one thing that him and
you don't have to have to beat these Pacers, I don't think.
Exactly. No, I don't think so. I think with Lillard enough and Porters and everything in the surrounding cast and Middleton, I think you have enough. I think your defense is still pretty good to shut down. Yeah, Brook Lopez. Your defense is solid enough to shut down Halliburton like it did in the last game.
Yeah.
Paul Siakam had 36 points, but if you notice, it was not a contest. So
right. I do expect this Pacers team to at least give up a fight.
Yes.
They're young also. And I really like Tyrese Halliburton. But once again, much like the Orlando Magic, there's a lot of growing up to do.
Yep.
And you're going to learn a lot of that right now. It may not it's just not your time yet. That's all. It's hard to win an NBA championship, man.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, they got, like I said, a lot of young players. And you got to go through those growing pains, man. Everybody did, including the great teams.
Oh, absolutely, man. Michael Jordan lost plenty before he won any.
Absolutely. I guess the GOATs, man.
That's right.
And finally, man, look, this is a series that I am keeping a close eye. And I wish Zion Williamson was in this series because it's a shame the way he went out, having his first playoff game, playing out of his mind. But look, these Pelicans without Zion are still freaking talented. I know OKC is the number 1 seed, but guys, you got to remember, another young team with no experience whatsoever. I know, SGA, Shai Alexander-Gilgeous is nasty. Gilgeous-Alexander, I'm sorry, is nasty, and he's in the MVP conversation. But what you saw on Sunday, it's something you're going to see. And I would not be surprised if these Pelican teams push it to 7 or, it's a tough 6 or even win the series. I know it's a lot for the number 1 seed, but I'm getting vibes of the Seattle Supersonics back in the day against the Denver, Mutombo-led Denver team, with Ellis and a bunch of old school cats.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Hey, man, let's give a little shout out real quick to our guys over in the Rumble chat, man. We got Super James and Loki over there hanging out, man.
Thanks for looking at that, man. I forget to,
You're good. You're good. I do too, man. I'm bad. I've been doing better because I have to do it with the morning show and everything.
Shout out, fellas. Thank you.
Yeah, they say crickets on all the channels, man. I do. I spend a lot of time on this camera, man. But good to see y'all in here, fellas. Hope y'all all right this evening.
Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, look, I honestly, what do you think? It's not completely out of this world, right? Pelicans can make this a contest.
What is the word on Zion?
He's out for the season.
What was it?
It was some type of I think it was a strain or a it's something.
Is it
it's
knee?
Hamstring knee, something
or
like
hamstring,
that.
some of those finicky weird
Some
ones.
pull, one of those pulls. And, a guy like him who's
I think that I think last night they really needed to steal that one last night to really have a shot in this one, in my opinion. They also have the benefit of having the worst name in sports. We all know about that. And I think the Thunder will wind up closing this series. I think I see a probably 4-1, something like that.
Okay.
4-1, maybe 4-2. Maybe the Pelicans can fight and win a couple at home or whatever. But I don't see any way this team can win 4 games against this Thunder team.
Yeah. No, I mean, I wish Zion was in this, man.
That would be a totally different animal, man. Especially if he's playing the way he was in that game when he went down.
My God. I mean, it's Zion's conundrum, dude. He's finally plays the most game of his career, makes the play-in tournament, has 40 points, 11 boards. I know they were down, but they were close with him, and they play the Lakers tough. For him to go out with 30 minutes left like that, it's like just
these dudes don't understand, man. Like I said, it ain't gonna get no better.
No.
So when you got these guys, some of these guys are too damn big, too damn fast. Your muscles start breaking down. It doesn't matter who you are. Father Time is undefeated, never lost. And if your body's already breaking down I know I felt pretty good in my early 20s, man. I know I was playing a lot of different, pickups, all this stuff. I wasn't doing the NBA regimen and stuff like that. But if your body's hurting that bad now, just wait till you're 30, man.
That's true. Wait, shit, man. Went through your 40s. All right. Don't
tell me that, man. Don't tell me that, man.
Hey, bro. And wait, don't tear your ACL playing basketball with 20-something-year-olds at 42 and then recovering sucks, man.
That's what I'm saying. I told my girlfriend the other night. I said, I've been fortunate enough to make it this far without tearing an ACL. I'm gonna try to avoid that at all costs at this point.
Dude, never tore anything, broke a bone, and all the years of playing sports, and bam, dude. It happens, bro. You know what it is, bro? Competitive in nature. I've always been a sports guy. I'm mainly baseball and then basketball.
Right.
Growing up, man, and I play pickup basketball and recreational basketball league and stuff like that. After for a long time, because that's just the thing. What you do, it's. And here I am playing. These are a bunch of coworkers, right? These are guys that are younger than me from other departments. Parks and recreation, stuff like that. Dude, I'm running full courts at 42, man. Not getting tired, bro.
You're a savage, bro.
Dude, I was on fire, man. And it was one of those plays where I was not even in the play, but a 6'7" guy went off a 6'4" guy, and the 6'4" guy landed on my knee, and I was like, after like completely out of the play, I was like, what the hell is this? One of those freak accidents, man. I'm on the floor screaming like a little bitch.
I've heard that is one of the most painful things you can deal with.
Oh, dude, MCL, my ACL and my MCL both had to get replaced because you know how it is. Man.
Yeah, like I said, that's hard to heal from as a young man.
Dude, I was 42, man. I'm like, it was like 7 months of my life that I never got to get back again. So
you actually healed pretty good then, man.
No, it wasn't bad. I can't complain. I play now, but nowhere near to that speed. It's like really, really recreational knee brace. I go out there and I'm like really cautious.
Like I said, there comes a time, man, when we just don't bend and
fold
the way we used to.
Got to bow out gracefully. It's what I say.
Right. I understand.
Yeah. So quick updates on tonight's games going on right now before we move on to the NBA awards. 76ers and the Knicks 48-41. All right. Almost there at the half. 3 minutes left in the second. Cavaliers right now dominating those Magics. Hey, our predictions are coming to fruition. 64-49 in the third quarter with 8 minutes left. It's so far so good, man. It's where we're at with this. So let's stay on the NBA topic here, my guy. So all the NBA finalist awards. I'm not going to go every single one of them. We're going to hit like the top four. I came out this season, this past Sunday. And that kind of, you're a gambling guy. So I was like, we gotta give our predictions.
Yeah, who's
got to win it, right? But at the same day, also, let's take a look at these odds, right? Because some of them you're like, hey, man, I mean, maybe it's nothing. Maybe we won't be able to do anything. But however, I like some of these odds, especially the MVP. And with that being said, let's start with the MVP. Let me go share my screen here. No specific order here. Just we'll do it based on whatever let me go ahead and view here. Let me get this shit up here. There you go. So right now, this is what we got. Luka, all right, Shai, Gilgeous-Alexander, and the Jokic, of course. You want to know where the consensus odds are for each individual to win it? I'm going to give you all these three individuals. Let me go back here. Nikola, of course, minus 6,000. Yeah. Luka, plus 2,000. That's, I don't know, man. You might sprinkle something on Luka. I mean, that's plus 2,000.
A couple dollars on it.
Yeah, a couple dollars.
No,
bro. Hey, listen, man. I put $10 on it, man. All right. You know what I mean, dude? I mean,
I wouldn't even put that much, bro.
I honestly think I think Luka should win it, man. Apart from being a Luka fan, this is what I hate about the actual MVP, right? I know they're focusing on Jokic, the wins again. I know he's been playing great. Man, Luka's numbers and the fact that they also won 50 games in the Western Conference. If Luka was in the Eastern Conference, guess what? There will be no discussion about this because they'll be like the number 2 seed.
Oh, yeah, they would.
So then you're not talking about the wins anymore. You're like, give Luka the damn award because almost 34 points, almost a triple-double, second in assists. That's where I look at it. And that's where it pisses me off. And it's like that in football. It's like that in freaking baseball, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is, and but part of being the most valuable player is the wins. They're both in there. Once again, I think none of these awards should be decided until after the last game is played. When the champion's decided, I don't think any of this stuff should be decided until the entire season is over. I think it's so ridiculous that we have these awards based off the majority of the games that don't even matter. We vote on all these things before the playoffs in like every sport, and it's so stupid. But I love Luka. I like SGA, man.
No,
but like the best basketball player breathing on planet Earth right now is the Joker.
The Joker is nasty. I like the Joker too. Let's take a look at the defensive player of the year here. Let me go back. Hold on, man. I'm giving up all the other shit that we got to talk about. Other stuff here. Defensive player of the year. Here you go. Let's take a look here at defensive player of the year, which, we got some usual suspects up in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert, Wembanyama, man. Wembanyama himself had a year. Let me see
he's
here.
something, bro.
He is something different. This is the reason why I tell people Zach Edey ain't doing shit in the NBA. Okay, this is what a real 7'4", 7'5" new age center looks like. All right, so come on, let's put the
Zach Edey will do good to get out of the G League, man.
Yeah. The Shanghai Tigers.
Yeah,
and then you got Bam Adebayo. I get Bam props, man. Bam's always been a really good player, but being mentioned this high, it's a lot. But check this out: Rudy Gobert is the favorite at minus 3,000. Wemby plus 1,000 here, and Bam Adebayo plus 20,000. I mean, Bam is not going to sniff it. Wemby should. I mean, I don't know. They got to give him the Rookie of the Year, not the Defensive Player of the Year. I think.
I think he's going to have many Defensive Player of the Year awards to come, but for years to come. This guy will probably have that locked down for a little while because he's going to have 400 blocks in every season. But
I mean, it's crazy what he did this year with the blocks. And
it is crazy, man. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Gobert's had a great season too.
Yep.
But I think they'll probably give it to him because it's probably the only chance Rudy Gobert's going to have to win this thing again.
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, you're right, because I think Wemby after that is going to be one of those things.
He's going to lock that down forever, probably.
Let's take a look at the next one is the Rookie of the Year. I think this is a no contest. First and foremost, I love Brandon Miller, but I don't know what the fuck he's doing in the top three.
I don't even know what kind of season he had, man.
He had a good season, but not.
I hadn't heard about. You don't hear much about the Charlotte Hornets other than the fact they're getting beat like a drum.
He's not even in the damn conversation when it comes to the odds. I mean, you got hold on a second. Let me go back here. Rookie of the Year. You have Victor as the favorite, minus 1340, and then Cheddar plus 833. And then when you look down through the rest of them, you've got Jaime Jaquez as number 3 at plus 6,000. After that, nobody. I didn't see Brandon Miller pop up in the odds at all. So I don't know what that. Yeah, I'm like looking at it. I mean, maybe I'm looking at the wrong date here on the Action Sports Network site here, but no, I didn't see him at all. I'm looking for him, trying to see if I got him there, but no, man, not at all.
Man, I need to look and see what his stats were because I'm curious now.
Yeah,
maybe they just wanted to have the high draft pick because he went number 2, right?
Yes, I think he did. He went number 2.
So maybe they just want to have 1 and 2 in there. We know whose award it's going to be.
Scooter Henderson is in there, as a
I
pick.
like Scoot too, man. It surprises me that I mean, Wemby's. I figured he would be a bigger favorite. I figured he would be a bigger favorite than the MVP. I know Chet Holmgren's great too, and he's eligible for the Rookie of the Year, not playing last year. But I think that's Wemby's award.
Yeah, me too. They're clear cut. This kid is a lot, and it's funny. You're looking at 2 guys right there in that list, and Chet and Wemby, who are going to be going at it for a very long time.
Absolutely,
and they will be compared because they are the same player.
Oh yeah. They're going to see those battles for some years to come out there in that Western Conference, man. Brandon Miller had averaged 17.3 points, 0.9 steals, 0.6 blocks, 2.4 assists, and 4.3 rebounds. 82% free throw shooter. Shot 37.3% from 3 and 44% from the field. So, but still not a great season, man. Those guys have better seasons than that.
Absolutely. And I think the last one we have here is going to be the most improved player. Most improved player. Let me go ahead here and get that up. Let me show you the odds here. This is a little. This one was I have no idea. Oh, that's not it. Who the hell was in this category? That's one of those categories this year where I was completely lost. All right, I have no idea who was in it. And so we got Malik Monk. All right, Nas Reed and Bobby Portis. So check it out. So the most improved player, and Tyrese Maxey's not in the list. But when you look at the, I'm sorry, this is 6 men. I'm sorry, dude. This is 6 men of the year award. Never mind. Okay. 6 men of the year. Do I even have that one? Oh crap! I didn't get the odds on that one. Anyway, let's take that one down.
Yeah, I was like, I tried to find them on DraftKings. I couldn't find them.
No, but neither. I didn't get any. I couldn't find the odds on that one. And the other one is, let me see, the most improved player of the year is let me see right here. Here we go. That's what it was. Most improved player of the year. Here you go. Tyrese Maxey. What's the guy's name again? Aspirin Sagan. I can never pronounce his name. And Kobe White. And Tyrese Maxey should get it, right? This guy had unbelievable. He's one of the reasons why, what's his name, Simmons, it's not the guy there, right? They got lucky with Maxey, dude. You know what I mean? Because he was there backing up Simmons.
Absolutely, dude. I'm a big Tyrese Maxey fan. Have been watching him pretty closely for the last year or so too, man. I like this kid a lot. I think he is, in my opinion, he should be the future face of the franchise. I know they're going to have him be there forever, but I really think it's time to start kind of ushering in the Tyrese Maxey regime in that era, because I think this guy should wind up being, I think you'll be much better off. You'll be much more successful if you make him the face of the franchise and build around him.
I think you can. I know Embiid is still nasty, bro. I mean, here's the thing. I love Embiid. Embiid is the center. Again, another guy that whenever Eddie faces up, he's going to put him on his ass. But he's a guy that his only flaw, and it's not by his fault because he's built to score, rebound, that power game, and he can shoot the three. It's the fact that he can make others better, right? And it's something to do, man. When you made the focal point of an offense all your career and you didn't come up playing like that. Remember, this guy started playing ball like that 12 or 14.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that he just picked up the offensive game because he was naturally gifted. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. And I just, once again, there's no questions about his abilities or talents. It's just the fact that, availability is the best ability. And I don't know that I ever see this guy being able to go through a 6-week postseason with what it takes in the NBA to win the championship. I don't think I can ever see him being able to play in that many games in that short amount of time.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I think I agree with you 100%. So, yeah, man, I mean, look, I think apart from the MVP, which I'm still going to pound on the sand that hopefully we'll see some type of surprise, which I highly doubt it. Usually the Vegas doesn't lie. When you got the guy who's going to win it at 6,000, minus 6,000, dude, it's usually a done freaking deal.
Yep, absolutely. I think that one's all over, but
they want the people to bet $10 like myself on Luka because he wants to keep.
That's what I'm saying, man. Don't bet that much. You want to throw you a couple dollars to win 40 or something, you go right ahead, and that'd be worth, that'd be about as high as you need to go on that thing, man. You'd be better off laying the 6,000 to win 100.
That's true. That's true. Might as well. You're right. You're right about that. All right, man. We got to that part of the show where we kick up the top headlines of the week on what's trending in case you missed it. And because it's Monday, I really don't have that many of them. But of course, man, you got to bring this one up because Shohei Ohtani becomes the Japanese-born player with the most home runs, breaking my boys Hideki Matsui.
Oh, Hideki, man. I like Hideki.
That's my dog, man. That's my dog. But we knew this was going to happen. This guy's going to break like every freaking record out there.
He may very well have the most home runs of any born player.
Absolutely.
When it's all said and done. So, I mean, I don't know. It's going to depend on – there's a lot of layers to this Shohei thing, but hey, the guy can play some ball.
He can play some ball, man. And, right now, the Dodgers – baseball is such a long season, and people are like, oh, well, you're only like 12-10. I was like, dude, it's 182 games, man. 162 games.
162, yeah.
162 games, sorry. It's a lot happens, all right? And especially with new teams. It takes a while to gel. And after the All-Star break, this team is going to be taking off, and they're going to win their division by like 10 games. So let's not get it twisted here. It's going to be – he's still going to end up 40-something homers, right? Batting 300.
I think Shohei going to be just fine.
Yeah. Especially that, he could DH now in the National Leagues.
Yep. Oh, so, yeah, that's the thing, man.
And
that changed the game.
Absolutely. And check it out, man. One of the biggest stories this season, one of the biggest trending headlines this season, my guy, was the Ryan Garcia fight against Devin Haney. Bro, I mean, look, Ryan Garcia has to be the biggest troll in the history of football. I think Ryan Garcia has to be the biggest troll in the history of boxing. What this guy had everybody believing before the fight with all his antics.
He was out drinking like last Monday night.
Exactly. I mean, he did say that it was all like sparkling water and some other shit. He was just playing it off. But the whole thing about him getting kidnapped, the whole P. Diddy shit came out and saying that he's somewhere being restrained right now. He went on social media. They took my phone. I mean, this guy was on fire, bro. I mean,
he's
on
trip,
fire.
Bro.
He was tripping, and it was all part of the plan, dude. I know Tank Davis is way more talented. He's really good. And, and this guy comes to fight. So he just laid into Tank Davis's hand in the previous fight and lost. But Devin Haney, it's no slouch. He's not a power puncher, but he's a guy that's beating some really good fighters, and he's a champ, right?
Yeah,
and
man.
Ryan Garcia just completely took him out. I think this is one of the most successful head games I've ever seen, and it led to this in the fight. Let me go ahead and let's play like a little clip here of the of now. It's funny because he kept telling the corner, "You need to stop the fight." You know what I mean? Every time, he threw his hands up. Yeah.
He knocked him down 3 times. I guess there's no 3 knockdown rule. I guess
no. A lot of those they called him that he just kept moving forward, so he lost balance. No, he was getting hit.
He getting that bell rung, man. I heard that this wound up not being a title fight. It was supposed to be fought at 140, and
because they didn't make the weight
at 143.2. But I heard they made a little bet a few days before that Garcia said he would pay him $500,000 for every pound that he was overweight, and apparently he honored that bet and paid him $1.5 million. He also had to pay another $600,000 or something to get it to where the fight could happen and all that. But hey, I think it's worth it, man. I think he made a lot more than that.
I think he bet like $2 million on himself also, and made like $12 million or some shit like that. It was something.
Can you do that in boxing? You bet on yourself?
You can boxing and that state.
You bet on yourself, obviously.
When the fight happened, you could place a bet on yourself.
I mean, I think you should be allowed to bet on yourself. Yeah. I mean, shit, I'm fighting one-on-one, mano a mano. I didn't bet on him. I'm betting on me. And the only way I can win this bet is if I do the damn thing.
Here we go. Let's finish the clip. He was on another level here, man. This guy, he was such a fucking troll, dude. He was just out there. He definitely played the role. He's always been an outspoken guy, kind of a little,
And his record is no slouch, man. He's something, 25-1 or 23-1 or something like that too. So I mean, he's the guy that he's obviously a great marketer. And obviously can get the eyes on him. He's worth the price of admission, man. Because when you talk all that, it's one thing to talk all that shit and then come out and get thumped. But when you come out and you have what's considered a pretty big upset in the boxing world. I mean, Devin Haney was undefeated, never lost too, man.
And Haney doesn't get knocked out. That's the whole thing, that he doesn't get knocked out.
He's never been knocked down, bro.
No, he's a difficult guy to hit because of his style. He fights smothering, he's a guy, he doesn't have a lot of power, but he's one of those ugly fighters. People don't like watching his fights because they're not exciting. But however, he wins, and he's a difficult guy to hit. And obviously he got hit a lot.
I got hit a lot, man. Like I said, that was a big time upset, and a lot of people were not giving him a chance. They weren't listening to anything. They thought the man was just losing his mind, and he could be able to pick some fights now, and he's going to be the draw.
He will. I mean, I don't know if he wants to go back to Tank Davis, but there's a lot of other guys that he could definitely in that division. That's one thing about boxing. That welterweight division is nasty, dude. There's so much talent that there's a lot of matchups, possible potential fights that can make styles like this be really, really entertaining. And that's what I like about boxing, dude. I like to watch. Sometimes watching the best fighters is not the thing in the welterweight division. Is styles makes fight, man. And you got hit. This is a guy that's going to go in there and always swing. Because when he lost to Tank Davis, he was aggressive in the fight. He just, Tank is just built different, dude. There's different levels to this shit.
Oh,
Tank
absolutely, man. Did you know that Haney and Garcia, they fought when they were 11 or 12, and Garcia won that one. They fought again when they were 16. And Haney won that one. Both of them were like 3-round bouts. I think they both went decisions. So Garcia won the first one, Haney won the second one. But Garcia got the one that counted the other night, man.
Yeah, hey, he did, man.
Think he gives another shot at it? You think he gives him a rematch?
I think so. I think Haney's going to want a rematch. Or,
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who you're going to make. Everybody's going to want to see that fight again.
I think so, too. I think everybody wants to see what Haney can do.
I'll watch it next time.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Cricket, man, that's all we got for today, my friend. Please tell everybody again where they could find you, what you've been up to lately. I know you have a lot of shit going on, but go ahead, man.
I'm wide open, man. You can find me over on X at Cricket1414. Cricket is spelled with 2 T's. You can find me every morning over on the Game On channel, on Rumble with my guy Will for your sports morning espresso shot. We get rolling between 7:30 and 8 Eastern every morning. And for the best value in sports handicapping, come check us out over at sportspicks.locals.com. We got the great Robert Barnes making the official picks. He's been crushing the European football. And he also had a big March Madness, man. He's getting started dabbling in some baseball and stuff now. Got a great community. You interact, post your own picks, videos, things like that with. So come check us out, man. Sportspicks.locals.com, where we turn the odds in your favor.
There you go. And don't you have another one? You missed one more.
And we spoke the spread as well. We also have spoke the spread as well over on That Damn Sports Net, where we have that one 5 days a week, man. We got 5 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then 10 a.m. to noon on Saturdays and Sundays. I try to keep all this stuff tied down, man. I got a lot of different people, a lot of different shout outs, man. Everybody knows where to find me, man.
Hey, I'm telling you, the best place is follow him on X. And because you
get all of it.
You'll get all of it, bro. You get your daily alerts from cricket. You get your daily bets from cricket. You get all the shows from cricket. I mean, this guy's in a lot of shows, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm still humbled to know that he comes here every single time, week after week.
Oh, man. You're my guy, man. We've been doing this one since the beginning, man. I enjoy getting in here, get to kick it around with you. We get to cover some different stuff I don't always get to cover on the other shows, man. I enjoy this. I enjoy this a lot, man.
Appreciate you, brother, man. That's all we got this week. Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Podcast, and we will see you next week. Peace.
Yo!